Good morning, and welcome. It's breakfast stream.
To what?
It's breakfast stream.
The poll has ended. The winner is before 2026.
The poll was, when was the last time you had a glass of milk? 8% said sometime in 2026, 13% said today, 16% said within the last month, 27% said sometime this past week, and 36% said before 2026. I mean, if we're talking like white milk, and we're talking a glass intended for like drinking, $30 I don't know.
I think last year I had a glass of milk.
You will do it every once in a while if we have a particular type of cookie. You'll get it, and for dipping...
Oreos?
Yes, a particular type of cookie.
I also like it with chocolate.
How you mean?
Like if I have a piece of chocolate cake.
Oh, I see. See, and if I have a piece of like really rich chocolate cake, I get
Coffee.
coffee. Yeah. I guess I technically get a cup of milk every few weeks, because every once in a while I'll do hot chocolate. If I do hot chocolate, obviously you're starting with milk, but it's not intended to drink milk, it's intended to consume chocolate. Vagabond says, didn't you have a glass of chocolate milk with Dan that one time on break? Well, if we're talking chocolate milk, that's completely different. We bought chocolate milk as recently as like a year or two ago. Every once in a while, if Mal and I are walking through the grocery store at the exact same time and our eyes catch chocolate milk at the exact same time, and neither of us have had chocolate milk in quite some time, one of us will be like, "I'm gonna go chocolate milk. I'm gonna go, yeah." And we'll go home and we'll each have a glass and we'll go, ah. And then we don't want any more. But for white milk, I don't know. I've never really drank it. So good morning. Welcome to the last Tuesday in April. I guess it's not the last breakfast stream. There'll still be a breakfast stream on Thursday. That's April. But April's almost over. Third of the year. Wild.
Jill Valentine and Walter White team up for Epic Games' most nervous game ever, Monster Hunter. Disapproval.
Disapproval.
1050 from an Ace who says, hey Rad, since we are more or less 6 months from Extra Life, which game do you suggest to reach 1 million this year? Monster Hunter. Disapproval. Jill Valentine does the monster hunting. Walter Wright does the disapproval.
Sappy, we gotta cook Jill.
Jill Pinkman. It's true. Extra Life is happening at some point this year. We haven't come up with a date, and we can't come up with a date yet, but we are going to in the near future.
I think we can come up with a date sometime in May.
Okay. Yeah. Cosmic says, Cosmic knows. We have a goal in mind. Yeah, we'll talk about it on Breakfast Room this morning, but we did our second weekend vacation this past weekend. We went over to Asheville. We got a chance to meet up with Cosmic for lunch. brunch, really.
Yeah, brunch.
Brunch, which was very nice. And we were telling him a little bit about what's coming up and what's going on, but could be a fall of weddings. 4,000 weddings. 4,000 people are getting married. Anyway, are you getting married? We actually did that. We actually did that already. Yeah. Which is convenient because, you know.
There's 4,000 other weddings.
Yeah, we would have been 4,001, and that just would have been so many. But yeah, we need a little bit of time to completely figure out when Extra Life is happening. That's the big thing. So as soon as we know, we'll obviously still let everyone else know. It's still going to be in the same general vicinity.
Yeah. The fall.
What would we call that? Late fall?
Yeah.
It's still going to be there. We just don't know the specifics yet. Can't wait to play the Walter White video game. We got 75 months from Layla 3, 40 months from Cookie and Pie Guy, 89 from Cosmic, 12 months from Fear the Skulls. That's a 1. 1. 29 months from Bakari 24, 89 from Encarnado, 65 from Cock 9, 78 from NG Ben, 70 from Alfie Goldfish, 19 from Liberty Little Honeybee, 50 from Wonder J13, 42 from Omega Sam Art, 81 from Destiny Light, 74 from Mr. Squidspus, 68 from Nunshoes, 17 from Lightstar, Random Guy 5850 gifted a sub to Yui Knight 93. We have a heavy message this morning. We got 300 bits from Depidius Badoof. It says, "Good morning, grandparents. Sending good vibes because myself, my boyfriend, and friend all got approved for an apartment together, which is good. Also asking for good vibes. I need to schedule my MRI because I've been having migraines every day since October. Also on Saturday, we have to put down my dog that we've had since I was in first grade. It's been a lot all at once, and it's a bit overwhelming." That's a lot. That's a lot. Any one of those individual things would be a lot. The fact that you're dealing with all of them at once makes it particularly difficult. So, first off, I'm sorry about your dog. That sucks. And I know that it's one of those things that, like, time marches on and these things are inevitable, but it doesn't make it hurt any less. So, good vibes for that. And I hope that you get answers for the migraines, because migraines just suck.
Yeah.
So bad. And I hope that the inevitable move for the apartment goes well. So many things all at once. The other thing is that, like, humans are not... We're not, like, mentally... We're not supposed to have a bunch of problems at once, is what I'm trying to say. So if you are having a lot of problems at once, and a lot of things in your life are happening, it's okay to be like, man, I feel like I can't handle this, because, like, your brain literally is like, I don't like what's happening. Vagabond, this is why I just don't have problems. If you can put yourself in a situation to be like Vagabond, that's great. But it is easy to be overwhelmed when there's multiple things happening at once. So don't ever feel lesser or weak or anything. That's just like the human mind can deal with too much stress at once. There's the thing. So just take it one step at a time. Understand when you're going through a lot of stuff that, like, yeah, if it feels like too much, it's probably because it literally is too much. But just keep moving and just do your best. It's always been my philosophy in life, is like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just going to try the best I can. And be kind to yourself. We also had 40 months from Red Hero and 84 from Shy.
I need to answer this phone call.
Okay. Is it fridge related?
Might be.
We love it when potential fridge. Are you stop? God, I hope we're stop. I think they told Mal the other day that we would have it. It might have been on the 30th, but I think they said by the 30th. Maybe. Yeah, we still don't have... I mean, we have our fridge, right? They didn't, like, come take our fridge away, and we just haven't had a fridge. So we have a fridge, it's just we're waiting on this new fridge. And that... It could be today, I don't know. It would actually really not be the best day, because today was the day Mal's like, all right, we have several errands that we need to try and accomplish. And I was like, okay, after breakfast stream, we can go do these things. So, of course, today will be the day where they're like, your window... We're stopped tomorrow! That's not awful. Right?
Let me put it in the calendar so I don't forget what time they told me.
Being stopped tomorrow is pretty good. Yeah, tomorrow's pretty good. I mean, I'll be...
This is the time.
Okay. Well, I might be at work.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, we have no choice, right? Like, if you're getting the call that's like, we're going to deliver the fridge, you kind of don't want to be like, don't, because then they might be like, well... if you don't want it tomorrow, then I don't know when you'll get it. But we'll,
I asked him if they were doing install or haul away, and he said, no, we don't have you down for that. I said, all right, just checking. Because they made it sound like we had to call someone else for that, so I just wanted to know.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, we're not doing that. And I said, okay, do you think we should have it delivered into the house or into the garage? And he said, we can do either. So it sounds like we may just have a fridge hanging out in our kitchen, not where it goes for a bit.
Yeah. I think it's, like, I'm sure that generally they would put it in the garage, but I do have a fear, and I know that you share this fear, that an installer will come
and be like, I can't get this inside, it's just me.
Yeah, and be like, oh, it's in the garage, I need to get it in the house. I can't do it, so I'll be back in 6 months. So there's a part of me that's like, if we have it in the kitchen, then we can get it where it needs to go. That's the plan. Is the installer guy going to also do haul away?
They're supposed to.
Okay, well, there's got to be more than one dude.
Yeah.
Right?
I suppose.
It has to. There's not one guy going to take a fridge
Yeah.
away, unless he is the reincarnation of Andre the Giant. Anyway, it could probably go in either one.
Yeah.
Shane says, you tossing the old one? Yeah, well, giving it to the people, the installers.
We're not gonna keep it.
Yeah, it's going somewhere. It doesn't have to go home, but it can't stay here. You're not gonna believe they got the Hollow Giant. It's the reincarnation of Andre the Giant.
I learned recently he's from North Carolina.
Oh no, but he came back as a possum. But he's a strong possum! Really went on a roller coaster there. We had 64 months from Ashlina and 73 months from Charlemagne. Thank you. Hashtag strong possum. I'm gonna eat a cookie. Do you want to,
I already had mine.
I wasn't asking that.
Oh.
I was saying, since I'm about to eat this cookie, do you want to talk about what we did?
We went to Asheville.
Maybe more.
I know, I was waiting for you.
Maybe more than that.
So we went to Asheville, and it was, 3 hours?
Closer to 4.
4? It felt like 7 to me.
Awesome.
I don't like sitting in the car anymore. We wanted to go see it because neither of us have ever been. We've like stayed on the outskirts of Asheville.
You should probably explain Asheville for non-North Carolina people.
Asheville is a town on the western side of our state that is known for being like Portland, Oregon, or Austin, Texas. It's a bit more artsy. It's a bit more hip. The vibe is.
The vibe is hip.
The vibe is hip. They had when did Helene come through? 2024?
September 24.
Yeah, September 2024. A hurricane came up through, I think, the Gulf, or maybe through Georgia, and then hit that part of our state inland, which is quite far inland because it's like almost to Tennessee, and did a number on that area. So we've never gotten to see it before, but we did get to go see it this past weekend. And they're working on rebuilding stuff, which is nice to see, and like there's progress being made, but there's still a lot to do. Norfolk Southern Train Company finally just rolled the train through on Friday for the first time since before the hurricane. So that was exciting to hear, like that's making progress. But there's like downtown Asheville, and then there's like the River Arts District, which were like the two things I wanted to see. So we spent a lot of time downtown. We went to the Pinball Museum, which was super cool if you're in Asheville. It was like $17, and it was all you could play pinball.
Yeah, it's also free to just like walk around.
Yeah, but if you want to play, it's like just the one price.
Yeah, it's $17, and it's just a wrist strap. It's an all-day pass, which was very, very cool. It was also just, it was neat.
Yeah.
I made I guess a better word is I planned to.
You filmed stuff.
Yeah, I planned to produce a vlog for the Pinball Museum. That was the one thing that I filmed while we were away. And it was fascinating. Because, like, pinball is really interesting. It's adjacent to video games. So people that like video games tend to also at least be interested in pinball.
I like pinball a lot, especially the older the machine, the better, in my opinion. Because I like the bells they have on the old machines.
There are some really satisfying dings.
Yeah.
In that museum, and they have a lot of stuff that's old, and there's a lot of stuff that was just for display. But the way that I understood it is a lot of the stuff that was for display was just display until it was fixed.
Yeah.
Because they want things playable. Like they had a Hercules table there. If you're not familiar, Hercules was this gigantic table, and I think there's estimated to be like less than 300 machines in existence or something. And parts are so rare and difficult to get that it's like on display often, apparently. So
I got to play it when we went to Fun Spot in Weirs Beach.
the Hercules board? I thought it wasn't up and running.
I'm pretty sure it was. Because I remember when the ball hit the bumper, like the whole thing shook a lot.
Okay. I remember it being only display, but my memory bad, so I'll just assume that it was working. Casper says, Boxcar Arcade Raleigh just got an OG Pokemon pinball table. We just went to the other barcade thing
On
in Raleigh.
Glenwood.
What is it called? It's Aquabats. I remember it's Aquabats.
Chaz knows.
Super rad.
Super rad.
I got there. Yeah, super rad. And they also have a Pokemon pinball table. Yeah. Pinball's fun. I like it. It's just, you know, if you want to play video games at home, you don't need a lot of room to do so. if you want to play pinball at home, you do. That's like you have to have an entire room dedicated to that. You got to go to a place.
Yeah. Anyway, Pinball Museum was really cool. We got dim sum on Saturday night. Mm-hmm. And I had some of the best char siu bao I've had in a very long time.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Yeah. We have I asked patrons for recommendations, and Guy Extronaut had lived in Asheville for a while and made 2 recommendations that we ended up doing. One was to the dim sum place, which was Red Ginger, and then another one was to a chocolate lounge called French Broad. Right?
I don't remember.
I think it was called French Broad. French Broad Chocolate Lounge. What else? Those were good.
Those were good. We
went to a different dessert place also.
Yeah, we did. We went to brunch.
Yeah, I said we did brunch with Cosmic. I had a Cuban. It was very, very good.
We walked around downtown, and I was really hoping, because I knew there were vintage clothing shops, that I could find something vintage and really cool.
Yeah.
And I tried on a few things downtown. There was a really cool shop that had some, like, 1920s, 1930s clothes. And the person who was working that shop was really cool and nice. And was like, I think you should try this on.
Yeah, she was a salesman.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, after you were like, I don't think this will work. She's like, you could absolutely make it work. You could ham it and haul it, and you could make it work. And then while you were trying it on, she brought me a thing and was like, have her try this on, because I think this is a good thing, too.
That was like a 30s dress. It was made very interestingly. Like, looking at the construction when I put it on.
Yeah.
So that was neat to see. But I didn't buy anything downtown. We ended up driving out to see a video game store and a movie store. And there was like this random vintage shop on the way out there. And I was like, pull over, I want to go into the shop. And I found 2 dresses I really loved. One was a 70s like floral thing that was gorgeous, but I was like, I'm not going to wear this anywhere. And then the other was, I don't know the era of the other one. It was probably like 2000s. And both of them fit me really good, and I bought the 2000s dress.
I'm glad you found something, because you had wanted to find something.
The prices at that shop were really good.
Yeah.
Because, like, that dress was $35. And the prices at some of the shops downtown were, like, over $100.
Yeah. And as we all know, clothes shouldn't cost $100.
I mean, they can and do.
How is that possible? Anyway, I'm glad you found something nice. I don't know if NDL was here this morning, but when I was researching Asheville, I'm always looking. How much are your socks again? Listen, lifetime guarantee. But also, yes, I hate that the socks were this much money.
NDL, hi there.
Perfect timing. When I was looking at places to go in Asheville, I'm always looking at like the video game scene to see if they have any mom and pop video game stores, how many they have, where are they, what the vibe of them is, etc. And you know, you search Google a little bit, but then you really need to look in Reddit, because Reddit is where people are and they have opinions. So one of the names that came up when I was looking for that was Orbit. There's a store called Orbit DVD, and it's a movie shop. And everyone's like, you know, they do have some games, but they're like, it's actually one of the most incredible movie stores that people have ever been to. And there was a few folks on there that's like, oh yeah, like we'll drive from, wherever, Ohio, to go to Orbit because they have things that like no one else has. And I was like, okay, well, it sounds like they might have some games, but also we should just go there because it would be neat. And it was super neat. They had like titles and Blu-rays for movies that I didn't know had like Blu-ray releases. Like a lot of like Grindhouse stuff, a lot of horror.
Oh, it was curated. It
was
wasn't
very
just whatever
curated.
we can get our hands on. It was
Yes.
like, no, we have a whole Criterion collection, like, and it was separate.
Yeah.
And it was like, here is Japanese films that are...
Yeah, like interesting imports.
Yeah.
Just all sorts of really
They
cool
had a
stuff.
copy of Diabolic Chaz, like the original Diabolic,
They had...
which is like the final episode of Mystery Science Theater's like first run.
They also had a collection of VHS stuff. Mm-hmm. They actually had a lot of VHS stuff. There was an entire wall of VHS, and then also they had like some original anime releases on VHS, like stuff from forever ago. They also had there was a Tupperware on the floor. There was a Tupperware on the floor, and in Sharpie on it, it was like the VHS porn box, and it was just old VHS adult tapes. And then on the bottom it said "We ID," and I'm like, honey, there is no one digging through that box younger than 40 years old.
Titles.
This is not happening. This is not happening. Anyway, it was neat. It was a really, really cool store. They had just a wild collection of things. And we didn't buy any movies, but they did have... everything that I had read suggested that the video game portion of the shop was very small.
Well, from what I was overhearing of other people talking in the store, customers and employees,
They
had
had just moved.
just moved.
And we're still trying to, like, get set up. Mm-hmm. And,
Or they redid it because someone's like, the back room, and he's like, no, that's just storage now.
Yeah. Well, they apparently just redone it, and the video game section was
Yeah.
larger than I suspected. So, got a few little things there, but that was cool. And then we also went over to... I forget what it's called. Nerd Dungeon?
Yeah.
And all of these places were pretty close by each other, and they were all pretty close to like downtown Asheville, so it was nice. So we went there. They had a few little gaming things.
We tried to go to the bicycle recyclery.
And they closed early without warning.
Yeah. And they're only open 3 days a week, so they weren't open the rest of the time we were there. But it's just a bunch of bicycle parts. It's like a junkyard for bicycle stuff.
Yeah, Matt was real
I
excited.
was really
to do
hoping
that.
to find a rack to put my bags on for like behind the back tire.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Did you get any Neo Geo games? Nope. And I never will.
And then yesterday we went to the River Arts District in the morning
Yeah.
before we went home. And that part was like both really sad but really cool because I saw what it had been before Helene came through,
Yeah.
and then I saw what it was now, and I was like, oh, they're making progress. That's really great. I really love to see, because it's just like artist studios and people like live there and make art, and you can just like walk into people's studios, and there was a guy painting
Yeah.
and you could buy the painting if you wanted.
Yeah.
And there's like this whole building that has been abandoned because of Helene, because it had been too close to the river when the flooding came through.
In going to Asheville, one of the things that Mal was there was two things. You were
Yeah.
hoping to maybe find some sort of vintage dress thing, and you found that, which is nice.
I suppose
And-
I could grab that, but
if you want.
yeah.
And also wanted to maybe try and find a piece of art, just because we are closing in on getting the foyer ready and painted. And then once it's painted, we're going to start hanging up art in there and try and treat it as kind of like a little gallery. And, you know, we'll get there when we get there, but we were interested in maybe trying to find a piece of art. And we certainly looked at a lot of art in
Yeah.
Asheville, but there wasn't anything that, like, spoke to us. But there was a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
In hindsight, we probably should have... We spent a lot of time downtown and a little time in the art district.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, we probably should have flipped that. But we also thought there would be more art downtown than there was. Any worry about putting art up this time? Nope. Not at all. Here comes this dress.
This is the dress I bought. It's not super long. It's probably around knee length. It was
It's
super
cute.
cute.
And you got a chance to wear it.
I did, because we went out and had Spanish tapas. Sunday? Sunday.
Yeah. I gotta admit, I posted this on Instagram, but I really like taking these really tiny vacations. Did you just run into something? Oh. The tiny vacation is good, and there's so many reasons it's good. For one, if you're doing like one big vacation, like a pretty normal thing in the States, is like, oh, there's going to be 1 week that we go on vacation in wherever it is. And instead of doing that, it's like, but what if we did tiny trips? Because when we take a tiny trip, I feel super great. I feel relaxed. I feel rejuvenated. I'm like, it's so nice to go do this thing. And I don't have to be there a week to feel that way. I'm there for like, when I wake up the next morning after having slept one night, I'm like, oh my God, this is great.
I just have a really hard time in the car.
Yeah, I'm sorry. At least we're not going anywhere like 100,000 miles away.
Yeah.
Just a few hundred. 200, 250. I don't know. But yeah, I think, and it doesn't mean that we can't do longer trips occasionally, but this idea of like these quarterly like little weekend things, I'm like, this is really nice. And it was also nice because like it's not a very expensive trip, because you're not gone long. You're buying like what, 2 dinners, and that's it. Gas is currently very, very expensive. But outside of that, like it's not too bad. We also stay at hotels very, very cheaply. Bless my mother, wherever she is. At work. Wherever she is right now.
There's photos.
You want to see the photos?
Yeah.
Okay.
We also didn't talk about what we did on the way home, where we went.
We can do that after we show the photos. Let's show the photos. So here is us at a dessert place. Mao had a
Cake.
cake. I had a creme brulee. And that was very good. This is us at a different dessert place.
That was the chocolate place.
I should not have... This was
the
me.
other night.
I got a peanut butter cookie and sipping chocolate, and I shouldn't have done both. My body was very upset. My mouth was super happy. And
That was dim sum.
Yeah, this is the dim sum place, which was very, very good. Just had a few different things. What else is in here?
Oh, that was the pinball cabinet in the women's restroom of the pinball thing.
Oh.
It's a display in adults only. And I was looking at it like, what is so adult about this?
Did you ever figure it out?
No. It's not like it needs to be hidden away.
Oh, interesting. And there's us with Cosmic, who is a panda. Yeah. That's not a photoshopped image. I'm sorry. I do like that we just continually use Panda Sensor. Especially as 50s pinup girls. I mean, that...
Yeah.
By today's standards, not adult, but by yesteryear's standards, possibly. Like a little risque.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that there was a machine in the men's restroom also?
No, I meant to ask you.
Yeah. Well, after you said that, I was like, well, I need to go find out. In the stall was some sort of... It wasn't a pinball machine. I mean, it was kind of I don't know. It was a flat thing, and it was long. I looked at it and was like, huh. But I wasn't in the stall, so I had to, go look, and I didn't want to just be standing in there in case someone else came into the bathroom, and they're like, why are you just standing in the stall? And then I'd have to be like, oh, no, there's a game in here. I'm not playing it. I wanted to look at it, so I didn't want to have to explain all that. Yeah. Anyway. Poop ball. The pinball museum was very, very cool, and they also had a big arcade section too. So there's video games. Then in the back room they had a Genesis and an NES set up. Do you remember that?
The classics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like someone was playing Sonic. Anyway, we showed all the pictures.
That's on the way home.
We didn't take a lot of photos.
No, we didn't.
Admittedly. The only video I shot was the pinball museum, because when we were going to Asheville, I was like, we're not really going to be doing anything
worth filming.
kind of. I mean,
we spent most of Sunday just walking from shop to shop, looking at art and vintage clothes.
Yeah. So it's like part of it is me trying to relax, and then the other part is me being much more selective about what it is I want to shoot. But the pinball museum was fascinating. Mm-hmm. So that I definitely wanted to shoot. And then we went to IKEA. And that was good.
We bought the most important thing, a container for soy sauce.
They did have, that. Mm-hmm. For $4 or whatever, and
the problem has been we bought a massive soy sauce container from Costco.
The problem has been,
and every time we need soy sauce, it spills everywhere, and we're like, this sucks. We need a soy sauce container.
We bought a thing of soy sauce that was not intended for consumer level soy sauce consumption.
Yeah.
It was intended to refill tiny containers of the restaurant because we bought it at Costco. But we've just been pouring it out of the thing, and it doesn't have a spout for that.
You can't drizzle soy sauce. It's like, whew.
Yeah, it comes out. I mean, it's just woo. Is this the same one you used when you made the soy sauce
Might
cookies?
be a new one.
But they're probably the same size. Did you get confused because it was Steven? This is for me. Yeah, it's large. So we've been talking about the fact that having a smaller thing would be nice because then it wouldn't spill everywhere.
And we didn't go into IKEA for that. We went into IKEA for Billy shelves and a Billy. And we were like, oh look, perfect. And we bought the soy sauce container.
We bought a half Billy.
Yeah.
Just a little guy. Just a tiny friend.
A tiny friend.
A little thing. Shane says, I thought it was no more bookshelves. Yes, and I also thought that. And then it turns out there was a little room for a little guy.
Yeah, there's a little room for a little guy.
There's a little room for
So a bill.
Yeah, just a bill. There's room for a half-width Billy. And my plan is to put the issues of Nintendo Power on it. Because if you have a normal-sized Billy and you put books on it, I mean, like, fill that sucker up with books, that it can be a little heavy for it. Different people say different things. Some people are like, I've never had them sag, and I've heard people that are like, they'll sag. But the half-width Billy is less likely to do that because it can support more weight proportional to the
Shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I decided to do that. Will you be sleeving the magazines? I don't know what I want to do. I don't think I want to go through all of that, to be honest. I know that that's like the thing that you do is all of the issues in Nintendo Power have gotten insane now, which I guess I should have assumed they would at some point. But I was thinking of just having them on the shelf so they could be, more easily grabbed and read. I don't know. I'll figure out what I want to do. I might sleeve them or do the...
I thought you should have gotten the magazine holders.
Yeah, I hadn't researched them.
Yeah.
So I want to...
And you could have been like, this one is all of 1998.
Yeah, I'll figure out what I want to do. I'm not sure. So, anyway.
You also got more shelves. Billy shelves.
I did get more shelves.
And you had to get 2 extenders?
Yeah.
The extra height things?
Yeah, because I'm bad at math.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a lot of room in here now.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of space for
Yeah.
things. Which was the idea, right? That was the whole point. Was like, okay, the space is dedicated to holding these things, and now it has like the optimal space for all of that.
You should go take a picture of the amiibo.
I'm trying to think if I did take a photo. I didn't. Oh, I've been sitting here. Oh. Karen says you would actually use Nintendo Power instead of Google. It's not if I was trying to find out a specific piece of information quickly, I would obviously use Google. But Nintendo Power is fascinating to look through. More as like a history thing of like, oh, this issue has a write-up about this game.
And at the time, that was your news, your video game news.
It's true. I didn't have the internet.
But they will be over there where you can't see them. Also, has he talked about this? These are all... There's like 4 left, but these are all done. I think they're actually printed too. I think they're sitting up in the printer. Why is Skitty facing the wall? Not really. A little bit. I mean, Jeff's in trouble.
Give me a second. I should have thought about this. But I didn't.
You didn't?
Okay, there we go. I'll let mods get that posted. So, the extenders that go on top of the billies are bigger than the normal.
The distance you have here.
Yeah. So it looks a little weird because when you have games up there, there's this weird like headspace above it. And what I decided to do was to put an additional shelf up there, because if we put the additional shelf up there, it looks way more intentional. So I'll just show you.
I mean, in here, it works great because you can put, like, system boxes,
Yeah,
which is
but-
what you're doing slowly.
I mean, yeah, I bought shelves to do it in here too.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, that stuff can go above there.
Yeah.
It'll fit. Anyway, here's the photos. So as you can see, I put an additional shelf up there, which is the perfect height for amiibos. So the amiibos fit up there,
You have a few more amiibos in here.
and it looks way more intentional instead of just this really tall space. And I think it looks pretty good. It's a nice place to display them. They were just put up there last night with no rhyme.
Organization?
Yeah, no
Yeah.
rhyme or reason. Maybe at some point I'll organize them in some way. But yeah, then it is the perfect size. So I'm still getting an additional shelf out of it for games, but then there's this, just extra little shelf of just. So, yeah. You finished the N64 case labels. Yeah,
There's 3 left, right?
they're all printed.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were.
Yeah. So, I'm so happy to have that done. Yeah, I might do it by franchise. I realized when I was going through stuff, I have I think I'm missing one, but otherwise I have all of the Animal Crossing amiibos. And I've never collected amiibos. It's people have sent them in.
There's a few we've picked up. Like, we picked up a few in Japan.
Yeah,
But yeah, for the most part,
but
we're...
for a lot of them, people have just sent them in over the years. Obviously, we bought Ness and Lucas. I bought I bought Banjo-Kazooie when that came out, and I bought King K. Rool. So there's a handful that I've purchased, but a lot of them have been sent in by folks, and I like them. I think they're very cute.
Dirty Niece Bowser.
Yeah, we did buy Dirty Knees Bowser. We needed him. He had an ability. He made it possible to complete Odyssey in a reasonable amount of time.
But yeah, I feel like the amiibo just kind of multiply. I'm like, we didn't buy it.
You don't remember them entering the home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Sometimes they just come into the house.
They do.
Sometimes, there was a thing last year where
What are you getting, Box Boy?
Mallory asks about Box Boy every time we look at Amiibo in a store. She's like, do they have... She calls Boxman. She's like, do they have Boxman? And I'm like, no one will ever have Boxman. He's $1 jillion. I was like, even if we found Boxman, he would cost $1 jillion and we would not buy him because he's $1 jillion. She's like, but what if we find him? I'm like, we won't. I did find when we were in Asheville, for the first time in my life, I saw a physical version of Shantae for Game Boy Color. I've never seen a copy before, and I finally saw one, and I was like, oh. I knew one day I would stumble across it, and I finally found it. They wanted $700 for just the cart, and I was like, okay. I don't want this, but it's neat to see it in person.
Box Boy's a lot.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want to do that. Add this to the list of things Stephen won't let Mal have. Mal needs a bike, and the hood ornament will be the Box Boy amiibo. Jesus. Perfect. Excellent. We need 26. We need 26 months from Chiron, 79 from Paint Chipper. We 300 bits from Ampersand Queen says, hi, I hope everyone is well. Can I get some good vibes? Between a car accident, insurance, and job troubles, and then the house almost catching fire last night, everyone is okay. I've had a bad year and need the curse lifted.
Good vibes.
I am sorry. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the house is okay, because that would have added an entire other level of oh no. But still, everything, that's a lot. Car accident, insurance, job stuff. Well, I hope that the curse gets lifted, and we will also try and keep in mind that we're a third of the way through the year, but that also means that there's 2/3 of the year that can still be good. It still has the potential to be better. So good vibes. I hope that things look up and things turn around a little bit. There's still a good bit of 2026 left. I'm not saying that every part of 2026 will be great. I read the news, but there's still, time for other things to, happen on an individual basis. Good vibes. We also had 300 from Kianthia, who says, passing around the good vibes. I learned yesterday that as long as things keep going smoothly, I'm going to have a nephew by year's end. As a feminine, non-binary creature, I'm so excited to become an ant entity or an antity.
Entity.
Well, aunt. We can't get into that. I don't think that's even regional. I think that that's by family. Anyway, that's cool. I've enjoyed being an uncle. Not that I've done a lot with that, but
the other day I had a strong desire just to find a toy that's appropriate for Jordan's age and just mail it to Carly. Toys for 18-month-olds.
I enjoyed being around her and being like, ah, but I think I will be able to step more into that role when she's older. And I can be like, I know cool things. Oh, NDL says, I was raised by New Yorkers and my wife was raised by Bostonians. So I say aunt and she says aunt. Yeah, I grew up always saying aunt.
See, it was aunt for me, except for my aunt in Maine, who is aunt.
So you used both.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's fine. You want to know how to get the flower. Let me roll the beans. We also got 87 months from Lunar, 64 from Jet Prower, 87 from Gadzooks, 63 for Zimmer CJ, and 300 bits from Gold Lighting, which just says, Dirty Knee Bowser. I saw Dirty Knee Bowser.
Just now when you went to take the photo?
We saw him at the film. We saw him at the film theater.
Oh.
We watched the
film theater.
Yeah, it's a theater that shows films. It's film theater. Could also call it the Moth Theater. There's moths in there. His son is there. Son's in the... Chaz was there. Chaz loved it. Chaz, we walked out...
We were going to sit in the back corner of the theater.
Did we ever tell that story?
No.
That I'm an idiot? I know how it happened, but was it 2 weeks ago?
Chaz, Lord.
2 weeks, it was 2 weeks ago. We had made arrangements. We were all going to go see the Mario Galaxy movie. And I'm the one that booked the tickets. And what had happened, I think, for my poor brain, was that I had been looking through the days that were available and the times. And I had kind of, in my brain, been like, okay, well, these spots are open. And it was in the back corner of the theater.
All the way back, all the way off
in
to
the
the
corner.
side.
Like the worst seats that you could possibly have. And I was like, these are what's available. Anyway, that's not the day we ended up going. We went a different day and a different time. So what happens is, there's 6 of us or whatever. We walk into the theater, and it's like, where are we sitting? Because I'm the one with the tickets. And I'm like, all right, so we're following me, and I'm slowly figuring out where to go. and then I lead us to the back corner. We are the only people in the entire theater. And Chaz is like, did you buy tickets for the rear corner and no one is here? And I was like, and that's when it hit me. I was like, oh my God. I had been looking at a different day where things were packed. I went to the day where there was nothing, it was completely open, and I booked us in the corner. And everyone is just kind of looking at me, and they're like, can you fix this? And I was like, yeah. So I had to go to the front desk, and I was like, hey, I stupidly booked tickets for the back corner, and there's no one there. Can we move them? And she's like, yeah. So then she, on the screen, she's like, just touch the 6 that you want. And yeah, this is amazing. Yeah, it was a very sad conversation. So I was like, I guess these. So I moved us up closer and to the center, and then she reprinted the tickets, and we went and sat down. Oh my God. She asked me, she's like, you haven't ordered any food yet, have you? And I was like, no. And she's like, oh, thank God. Apparently that would have been the thing that broke all of it. If we would have ordered food from those seats, everything is ruined. Anyway, we fixed it. It was fine. It was fine. It was fine. I will pay more attention next time.
I really don't love what Alamo has done with the phone ordering.
No, it's not awful, but I also just, I don't know, I kind of see it as the early downfall of Alamo.
Chaz, cute. You think there'll be a next time.
When Alamo's whole thing is like, don't you dare use your phone.
Unless you're ordering.
And now they're like, well, you can use it to order, and then that's it. And they even have a little thing that's like, we're aware that it's stupid that we ask you to not use your phone, but we need you to use your phone. Alamo famously had a tap already. Hey. Ooh. And he also says, someone who can't go to Alamo because it's in the worst place in Boston. I'm reveling in the backlash. Yeah, it's
I also have opinions about our Alamo.
It is full of moths.
Yeah.
They're just full of pantry moths.
Or carpet. One or the
Some
other.
sort of
Carpet or
moth.
pantry moths.
It's gotten better. The Mario movie was better, but in the past we've been there and like you can just see moths like in front of the screen. And I'm like, it's too many moths. It's not supposed to be that many moths. Now I've seen like just like 1 or 2 maybe. Anyway, listen, we had gift cards. We had to go to that. We had to go to Alamo.
Yeah. Does every Alamo have the VHSs or just ours?
Just ours.
Okay.
Actually, of like every Alamo, I think ours is the only one that has them. The front of our Alamo is a VHS rental store. So they just have hundreds, if not thousands, of VHSs, and you can rent them. It's like a Blockbuster. And people do. It's all like really,
Does every Alamo have the moths?
Circle Now Squared says, Alex must be thriving. I think Alex hates tapes. I think that's the vibe that I've gotten, is that his house is full of tapes, and he's like, God, why did I do this? We got 300 Bits of Shy, who says, it's been a minute since I've thrown out an anime recommendation, so here's one that's the best this season. Witch Hat Atelier. Coco lives quietly with her mother in the countryside, but after encounters with 2 witches and a magical picture book, she's thrust into the world of magic in an attempt to restore what she's lost. I like My Brother is Armor. That's my recommendation for folks. And there's actually 2. Chaz says we should watch the first My Brother's Armor, so we watched that one. But there's a newer one, too. I'm guessing Atelier is like a French word, so it's probably Atelier. That might have been closer.
Once we finish watching Breaking Bad, we're watching Trigun. Because I want to see the new one. I saw the first season. I gotta see the second season.
Okay. I'm down. I liked Trigun when I watched it in high school. I'll watch it again.
I did too.
With more budget, presumably. With less budget? I don't know.
It suffered from the same fate as many of that era where the manga wasn't out yet, and they were like, no, make more episodes. Never mind, end it. And then they kept going.
Yeah. Someone asked where we were in Breaking Bad. We're nearing the end of season 4. So, probably we'll be done with it, mid-May or something. Then we can watch Trigun. And there's some other stuff. It'll come to me at some point. We got 41 months from the Bringer of Chaos. And let's tell them things that are happening.
Tomorrow.
You. Me.
Are playing.
I'm playing.
Outer Wilds.
Outer Wilds. It's great. It's fantastic. Love it. Chaz told me that my playthrough has been incredibly entertaining and interesting to watch. And there was someone else in chat who said that they had watched multiple people play the game and that mine had been the most interesting. Which I think is a compliment. Because I'm me, so I'm like both completely unobservant and really observant towards things that don't matter. So I've wound up in like apparently very interesting places with no idea why I'm there. So that's cool. I'm having a good time with that. Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, we'll be back for breakfast stream. Friday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern on your channel, you doing a paint.
I'll be painting. Painting moss.
A lot of moss.
A lot of moss.
And then Friday evening at 8 p.m. we'll be back to Hit the Man. Hit the Man. Choke the man. Throw a wrench at the man. So. Vagabond, can you give us a review of the Fly episode of Breaking Bad real quick? Cinema. Cinema. Honestly, when it started and I realized where we were going, the first thing that I thought of was the episode of BoJack where it's just the eulogy. That's what it reminded me of, in the sense it was just like this whole we're doing one thing. We're just doing one thing this episode. Anyway, what was the other thing? Oh, Sunday I will be doing
80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and sometime next week we will announce when the next Shelf Control stream is. There will be one in May. It will almost assuredly be on a Saturday in May, and we'll talk about when that is. And that's it. That's it. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful Tuesday. Take care of yourselves. We will see you tomorrow for Outer Wilds. See you then.